From a design level, obviously I'm inspired by travel and the amazing things that I am able to see, but I think that, that's quite an obvious answer. I think that what really inspires me is the SW woman and the girls that are so gracious enough to talk to us every day on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. They're the ones that, in this day and age, to be a brand and to be able to talk that directly to your consumer is incredibly luxurious. And they're the ones that tell me, we like this color, or can you do this in this colorway, or what about this? And they're the ones that I'm designing for, and for them to be able to show me on Instagram, here's how I wore my SW this weekend. That truly is the inspiration for the design. We do. Our warehouse, obviously the boxes take up more room than the jewelry, so our warehouse manager kind of freaks out when we get these shipments in. The wooden boxes, people are now tweeting and Instagramming in here's how I display my SW wooden box, which I think is so awesome. And a lady contacted me and she's like, I actually play life-size Jenga with mine. I'm like, oh, that's a bit dangerous, but it's fun. So I think that the beauty of the boxes is you're getting something else with the jewellery, and we love that. That's what our brand is about. The wooden box packaging has its own cult following. I think we should give it its own Facebook page, actually. It's a huge part of our brand and will continue to be. It started, I think we introduced that packaging in 2008. And I can't remember exactly, we didn't set out to find wooden boxes. I think that I was working with an amazing supplier who we still work with out of India. All our carving is done in one village in India. And he presented a few different boxes to me as a gift. And I was like, I love this. Let's, how can we make this work? And I loved the concept of the intricacy into the top of the boxes, but they were still very raw and masculine in, the raw wood internals. So for me, it kind of really epitomized that bohemian luxury of, the bohemian box, then you open it up and it's got this beautiful sparkling ring inside. So as you'll see in our homewares, it's starting to come through in different elements, and it's something that I love and is a huge part of the SW brand. It's a really interesting question, actually. When I'm designing, I do a lot of research into upcoming colour trends, and more so for the palette that we use, because our designs are so based around natural stones and colour. I wouldn't say that the Samantha Wills brand jumps on a high trend and kind of everything in the range. That collection is based around that, but definitely around colour is the main thing. And we'll look at elements that high fashion are doing and how we would then incorporate jewellery into those elements, but it's a bit different than apparel, so it's how you complement high trends, I think. That's a really good question, actually. As a designer, you unfortunately are living so far into the future. So we shot our 2014 campaign at the end of now 2012. So it's very much you kind of are missing a year, and you're designing always, almost a year and a half out. So I think not so much sick of them, but by the time that the collection is released into stores, you've already worked on 2 or 3 collections forward. So it's you've kind of moved on in a way, but it's nice to see people's reaction for the first time when you release it, and it really, puts in perspective all the work that you have put on it to see the reaction. The Bohemian Bardot ring is definitely, our brand signature, and it's something we're really proud of, and I think that, we attribute it back to when Eva Mendes wore it back in 2008. So it's very much taken on a life of its own, and you'll see in more recent collections that we've incorporated the design into many different elements. So it's definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm very lucky to be able to base in New York. I actually split my time between Sydney and New York. So I usually do 6 weeks New York, 2 weeks Sydney throughout the entire year. And I do that because I head up our North American business over there. So not only do I design from New York, but I work with our PR teams over there and sales teams in the States. New York, is one of the most amazing cities in the world, and I think obviously creatively it's very inspiring, but I think from a business perspective as well, I get to be able to attend events and conferences with people that are at the top of their industry globally. So for me, it's creative and it's business inspiring as well.